Maca. Maca is one of my favorite foods. It's a Peruvian root vegetable. It grows in the Andes Mountains. It grows at a really high elevation, like 14,000 feet. It's why it makes it such a powerful food. Just like we were talking about oregano, North American herb and spice, they get theirs from Greece. It's the only thing that grows above the tree line at 10,000 feet. It's why it's such a powerful plant, because it has to survive the harshness of that environment, which makes it a very strong, resilient plant. Not only is it resilient, but it has to search far and wide for nutrients, so it sucks up minerals from the earth like you wouldn't believe, just to survive. So maca is that food, and has been that food for the Peruvian people for 3,000 years. It's been a staple food in their diet. It's just recently kind of gotten introduced to the United States, but they're studying the heck out of it, and they're finding amazing, amazing properties in this plant. It's just one of the best overall foods that you can put in your body. And that's kind of the whole concept behind the whole superfood concept, is that you want foods that are loaded with vitamins and minerals, because even if you're eating fruits and veggies, we know we're not getting them. And these type of superfoods, because of the elements that they're growing in, and because they're not subjected yet anyway to this large-scale commercial factory type of farming, still has the power in the plant. Maca has been used traditionally for hormone balancing. For women, it's excellent for hormone balancing, will help with hot flashes. It's been used for infertility for thousands of years. I've actually seen people, when I worked back in Vegas, that women couldn't have children, they started taking maca, and 6 months later they got pregnant. It works. In men, it's shown to increase testosterone levels and increase sperm count. So it's great for men and women both.
It's like Viagra. It's like they use it as a natural Viagra.
Yeah, doesn't work quite as fast, but but it works.
Definitely has an accumulative effect.
Yep. And the other thing is it's an adaptogenic herb, and so it helps with stress and anxiety response as well. So it's an herb that'll help balance your body, especially in stressful and anxious times.
Because it's able to protect itself. I mean, it has to adapt from really hot days to really extreme cold nights. And so it has to buffer itself, like you said, pull minerals from the ground to be able to buffer itself from that. So it is a powerful food when we take it into us. Again, with any kind of food, it's all about the quality. It's all about the source. How good is the soil? What kind of minerals are in the soil? You know, what's going on in its environment? Where does it come from? And the maca that we produce is a gelatinized cold water extract of maca. Mostly all maca on the market is wild, because like you said, it grows above 14, 15, 16,000 feet. Nothing else will grow up there, so there's no real predators to eat it all up. Humans just have free reign on it. However, there's a lot of companies that basically take maca, and obviously if we get into raw food nutrition, living food nutrition, there's a lot more benefits than if it's denatured by any kind of heat processing. So a lot of companies like to keep maca in its raw state. This kind of poses a problem, however, because when you just grind up maca into a powder and basically put it in a bag and then put it in your smoothie every day, it's a really hearty, harsh food when you think about it. You know, that buffering effect, that survival effect, it's still going, even out of the ground. So basically, when you take that in your body, it can cause like allergic reactions over time, because it's really irritating. These types of fibers and types of compounds in the maca powder are kind of irritating to the gastrointestinal tract. And some people actually develop allergies over time. So we bypass that method by doing kind of a cold water extract. We basically put it through a mesh membrane and basically take out all the beneficial nutrients and leave a lot of those harsh, aggressive fibers out of it. Fiber's usually good, but in this case, it can be irritating to most people. So this is potent at the teaspoon. If you do a tablespoon, it's going to really knock your socks off, and then you go higher. Like I'm up to like 2 or 3 tablespoons in a smoothie. You really start feeling the effects of it, especially like before a workout or in the evenings.
And anything new to the system, it's always a good idea. Even with these foods, as wonderful as they are, you always want to start small and work your way up, because they are powerful foods. And heck, if you put this maca in your system, depending on your lifestyle and your past, I mean, it could be the most powerful thing you've ever put in your body. So your body's going to have a reaction to that. So
traditionally, warriors would take it with Incan berries or golden berries before they went to battle, because it would just amp their hormones and give them mental clarity and endurance. It's a treasure trove of nutrients, like Vaughn said, but where it really shines is how it's able to adapt your hormones and adapt you to harsh stress. So you're under a lot of stress, like you're fighting a battle, or you're at work and you're fighting a battle there, your body can actually balance itself in a lot more efficient way.
I'm going to pass out some Jogulin tea to everyone. We're going to get to it later, but everyone can start enjoying some. Now I got to make some more. Jiaogulan. It's on your sheet. You're not going to remember that.
Has a lot of names, actually.
Yeah, it's also known as Gynostema. That's the Latin name. The immortality herb.
Yeah. It's, they call it sweet grass and or miracle grass and southern ginseng. The poor man's ginseng.
Yeah.
Which I'll go to.
There it is. Yeah, like, you know, last week we talked about Chaga, the immortality mushroom. One of the nicknames of Jogulin is the immortality herb. So, very powerful plants.
A lot of immortality going around.
A lot of immortality.
Isn't this amazing? I mean, isn't this amazing that we can have all the best medicinal plants at the highest quality, picked at the right time, grown in the best soil right now?
Hey, let's go ahead and
It's amazing.
let's go ahead and go into mesquite.
Okay. Yeah.
And he knows a lot. He kind of introduced mesquite to me, so I'm going to let him tell you about mesquite.
I like starting out mesquite with the idea of adaptogens. A lot of what we consider superfoods are adaptogens in the sense that they have a double directional effect on the body. Meaning, if your immune system is low, right, and it's not doing what it's supposed to do, an adaptogen occurs that works on the immune system can boost that up to a regulated level. However, if your immune system's overactive and attacking everything, including you, then it can calm that down and balance it into the right ratios. So, mesquite is not an adaptogen, but it's considered a superfood just because it's so nutrient dense. This is a staple food for Native Americans since antiquity. Up through Baja California, New Mexico, Arizona, California, and some of the best actually comes from Argentina. People would use it and grind it down into a meal. You've probably heard of mesquite pod meals and stuff like that. And they'd actually make it into tortillas, use it for all kinds of foods, because a lot of the environment where this grows is like kind of harsh desert. Not a lot of stuff will grow, right? So basically, that was a food that will take you a long way. It's incredibly high in amino acids, nutrients, minerals. It has specific high ratios of lysine, which is an immune mineral. So it basically can protect you and take you a long way energy-wise because of the specific type of sugars when you're out in the wild. So people kind of adapted that to their diet and started saying, hey, let's put this in tortillas, let's put it in soups, stews, and it even got in our culture adapted to barbecue. So it's been carried on for for a considerable amount of time. Has anybody ever heard of carob? Carob powder? Yeah, it's in the carob family, except it's way higher in calcium, like 5 times higher in calcium. So this is a really great all-around herb that makes anything taste good because it's really sweet and it's nutrient dense.
I have to say I made mesquite pancakes.
Yeah, and we're gonna make some of that up too. I brought some. It's fantastic.